here. So as I said last time, CCNA2 is about knowing your switch very well. What can you do when you have a switch? We have many things we can do, like VLANs. You can configure with 3 password, banner, telnet, SSH, and also you can configure VLAN. When we are done, then we move to a router. When you have a router, what can you do with a router? Then we do a bit of wireless. It's mostly some videos in NetArcade. So last time what we did do, it was what? We say that in the old days, if you have a building, you're a manager, you work only in at your floor. Floor 2, if you're IT, your office is only at floor 1, you can only work there. If you work in marketing, you work only on ground floor. But what if, for example, floor 2, there is something wrong, we need to make a repair, it will take 3 months. These managers, where are they going to go? We go home? No. They can go back, they can come to first floor and still continue to work. But for them to work, we need to create per floor, we have a switch per floor. So we create virtual offices per floor, IT office, manager office, marketing office. So how to create that? We did see it here. VLAN 10 name IT exit, VLAN 20 managers exit. This is how we create virtual offices. After you create virtual offices, after you create virtual office, you need to assign some port per office. You see, for example, here, port 1, port 1 will be assigned to VLAN 10. VLAN 10 is IT. It means if you are a IT, so the same configuration, you must do the same config on each switch, the same configuration. It means if I'm a IT guy and I want to go work at the second floor, I need to plug my network cable to a IT port. For example, you're going to assign port 1 to 10 to IT people, then your laptop, your network cable will be plugged to between 1 and 10 for you to be. And so we know how to create VLANs, you know how to assign ports. So today we'll do a bit of tracking and inter-VLAN routing. So by default, where is the marketing? Oh. By default, people from different VLAN, we cannot communicate. So I'm going to do a demo. So by default, if you have switches, for example, I take these two guys. I'm going to remove the PCs. And I'm going to add PCs. The PC here, you see, I didn't configure any. Yeah, this one also need to remove it because I did configure. So I bring a brand new switch. I interconnect them. So if I go in my switch, And recommend to view all your VLANs. Show VLAN brief. Then you see a table, the VLAN table. You have VLAN IDs here, VLAN names here. Anything starting from 1000 something is of a system, just ignore. So by default, you see here, didn't create any VLAN. So by default, all report will belong to VLAN 1. That is the default VLAN. We can never delete VLAN 1. You see? So I didn't create any VLANs. So let me see if these PCs, let me assign some IPs and see if we can talk. We can communicate. I keep here. So the default. So hold on, please. Okay, let's see if you're still here. Yeah. Yeah, all good. So I assign it IP. I go to the other guy. I assign also the IP. So I didn't configure any VLAN. So by default, we belong to the same VLAN, VLAN 1. Let's see if we can ping each other. I come here. I try to ping myself first. Ping 192.168.10.2 to myself. I can ping myself. It's okay. Let me ping the other guy, PC3. So you see, we can ping each other because we belong to the same VLAN, VLAN 1. Now, let me see if I assign them to different VLAN. So here, I'm going to say VLAN 10. And this side, I'm going to assign VLAN 20. So I'm going to create these two VLANs in the switch first. You need to create first. So I open my switch. I tap conf T because I need to configure. I go to the global config mode. Then I tap what? VLAN 10. Name CCNA. I exit. I configure the other VLAN. VLAN 20. Name CCNP. I exit. I save. Do copy. Run start. Anytime you have questions, as you know, just unmute yourself, tell us your name, and feel free to ask your question. Now I want to view my VLAN, show VLAN brief. Then I could see my VLAN ID. I did create VLAN 10. The name is CCNA. I did create another VLAN 20. The name is CCNP. But for now, there is no port assigned. So here I have port 01. You see, I'm going to assign ports F1 to VLAN 10. You see, then I will assign port 2 to VLAN 20. So let's do that. Conf T, because I want to configure something. Interface FA01. Switch port mode access. It means I will carry data for only one VLAN. If these ports, all the traffic that will go through will coming from different VLANs, VLAN 10, 20. If on this port, I have traffic moving in from VLAN 10, 20, 30, and all, we call it a trunk port, switch port mode trunk. We'll do that later. So switch port mode access VLAN 10. So it means this port I did put in VLAN 10 for CCNA guys. I exit, I go to the other interface FA02. I'm going to put it in VLAN 20. So switch port mode access, switch ports access VLAN 20. I save, do copy, run, start. And now show VLAN brief. Now I could see that port 1 is assigned to CCNA, port 2 is assigned to CCNP. So now you could see that PC1 is in VLAN 10. This PC is VLAN 20. We are in different VLANs. Let's check if we can still communicate each other. Normally, no, because now we belong to different VLANs or different offices. I'm trying again. Yeah, so it means if you're in different VLANs, you cannot communicate. So here, if you go back to our, see these guys, yes, I did create and restrict some virtual offices, but if PCs are in different VLAN, we cannot communicate. Marketing people only can communicate between themselves. Now, if I want all of them to exchange, to communicate, then I need another thing called a router. Okay, this one, search visual interface, we did that. I'm going to remove it. I can just leave it somewhere. This one also, I put it somewhere. Now, inter-VLAN routing, I put it here. No. Inter-VLAN routing. Inter-VLAN routing to allow communication between different VLANs. We need a router. We call it a router on a stick. So it's on that router, we're going to do the configuration. So I'll show you the configuration for the router on a stick. So if you go for a job interview, they ask you, what is a router on a stick? So a router on a stick is a router where we configured some command to allow different VLANs to communicate between themselves. So inter-VLAN routing. So inter-VLAN routing, you see, inter-VLAN routing is the process of forwarding network traffic from one VLAN to another VLAN. This is the definition of inter-VLAN routing. So router on a stick is a router where we do such config to allow traffic between. Router on a stick, I'll show you the config. It's very simple. So I go back to my people here. What is it? Yeah. I bring it back here. So these two guys will belong to different VLAN. You see, VLAN 10 here, VLAN 20. If I need PC1 and PC2 to communicate, I need a router. So I bring a router. Then I connect the router to the switch. Now you see here on the switch, this port called F03, we call it a trunk port. Trunk port. So a trunk port is what? Is a port that will allow traffic coming from different VLANs. PC1, if you want to go to router, you see, so data from VLAN 10 will go via F03. Data from VLAN 20, if you want to go to router, will go via F03. So you see, F03, many type of VLANs traffic will go through it. So we call it a trunk port. So we have a way to configure. What is that way? I'm going to show you now. So we come here, how to configure. We go to interface, interface FA03, switch port mode trunk. It means this port will carry data from different VLAN. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10, 20. This is an example. So this is how to configure. So you go to that interface, switch port mode trunk. Oh, sorry, trunk, not trunk. Switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN. It means allow data coming from VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Which is how we configure a trunk port. Now, so F3 will be configured as, so we go to a switch, conf t, because I want to configure something, interface FA03, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk, allow VLAN 10, 20. Do copy run start. You can end. You can also tap show interface trunk. Okay, there is nothing here because we didn't configure any traffic yet, but it's fine. So we'll check a bit later. So this is how we configure the trunk. Now, we need to allow data coming or moving in different VLANs. In different VLANs. You see. So here is VLAN 10. We need to communicate with people in VLAN 20. By default, we cannot communicate. If I want them to communicate, I need a router called router on a stick. Router on a stick. So how to do the configuration here? First thing first, see G000, we don't assign any address. It's a physical address, it's a physical interface. We can see it, we can touch it. We don't configure. We just enable it. So I go there. I tap no, enable conf interface G000, no shutdown. I switch on. See, I switch on. Now it's green. But here I don't assign any IP address to that port. I'm going to show you something so that it will be a bit clear for you. You see? So for example, if the port was G001, so you don't configure any physical, so you don't assign any IP, but you're going to divide this port in two sub interfaces. You see, you're going to cut it in two parts. One part will be for VLAN 10, another part will be for VLAN 20. You see? So how you do that? You see, G is here. So G001.10, that will be the default gateway for all devices in VLAN 10. G001.20 will be the default gateway for VLAN 20. And this is an example of configuration. So we call them sub-interfaces. So interface G001.10, you add a description to help you. What is that? So description will be default gateway for VLAN 10. Then encapsulation .1Q10. It means any traffic coming from VLAN 10, I put a stamp to say VLAN 10, VLAN, you come from VLAN 10, you come from VLAN 10. So that if someone grabs the packet and read, you come from where? Ah, I see the stamp, you come from VLAN 10. See? Then you add an IP address, and that IP address for any device in VLAN 10, it will be the default gateway. And you exit. Remember VLAN 10, you see .10 for VLAN 10. You see VLAN 10, .1Q 10, everything 10, 10 for VLAN 10. Don't change. You see. Then you add an IP address to that sub interface, not to the physical interface. This one is a sub interface, like a logical interface. You go to the other one because I have VLAN 20, I need traffic coming from them. So interface G001.20, description, default gateway for VLAN 20 people, encapsulation.1Q20, it means any data come from VLAN 20, I put number 20 to say that we come from VLAN 20. And I add an IP address. That IP address will be the default gateway of any device in VLAN 20. So check that and we continue. It's very, very important. It's the same thing I'm going to do now. So check first 1 minute. So we continue. In our case here, In our case here, G000 is the normal interface. So I'm going to divide into. So first thing first, I leave it. You see, G000. I leave it here. Then I'm going to divide into 0, 0, 0.10. Sub interface. Sub interface for VLAN 10 traffic. It will be also default gateway for devices in VLAN 10. Then you can also assign an IP address, 192.168.10.1. Let's see. So in fact, let me cut into here. Yeah. In fact, let me cut into, then we explain. G000, G0.20, then on top, .10. Yeah. So that physical interface, I don't configure. So I want to configure any IP address. But in fact, I'm going to cut it into smaller addresses or interface. We call them sub-interface. So G000 is a normal physical interface you can see, you can touch, but you don't configure any IP address, just power on. Then I'm going to cut it in two. One will be for VLAN 10, so G000.10. Now the other cut will be for VLAN 20, G000.20. And we see the explanation here. Listen. So if you ask you what is about G00.10, this is the answer. And we do the same thing. We do the same thing for VLAN 20, the same explanation. Dot 20, sub-interface for VLAN 20 traffic. It will be the default gateway for all devices in VLAN 20. And the IP address, I'm going to change also. Just to make everything nice and neat, I'm going to change here. So here will be 20.2. And this default gateway will be the IP address 20.1 for sub-interface G000.20. You see this one? G00.20 sub-interface for VLAN 20 traffic. It will be the default gateway for any device. So this IP address, you put it as default gateway for any device in VLAN 20. So this PC, the default gateway will be 192.168.10.1. Default gateway. Yes. So now that it's been clear, we can also add encapsulation dot one hue 10, and here also encapsulation dot one hue 20. What does it mean? Oh no, what did I do? The third line, encapsulation dot one hue dot 10, it means it is temp. Any traffic coming from here, I put number 10 on them, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And for the switch to know that the traffic I'm seeing, they come from VLAN 10, the traffic I see are coming from VLAN 20. It will identify you traffic, you come from where? You data, you come from which VLAN? So it is temp we put on them. You see, so this is how it is. So have a look, then I continue. Okay, we continue. We are in 5 minutes, we are done. In 5. Now that we know how things work, in a summary, PCs from different VLAN we cannot communicate. If you want them to communicate, we need a router called a router on a stick. To do the configuration, the physical interface is G000. We don't assign any IP. We just switch on, no shutdown only. Then we'll divide it in two because one will be for VLAN 10. You see here, anything will be for, and anything here will be for VLAN 20. Everything should be easy. After we divide into sub interfaces, each sub interface has a meaning. G000.10 sub interface for VLAN 10 traffic. It will be the default gateway for device in VLAN 10. You see all this stuff I did explain already. Now we go to the router and we do the configuration. But before, on your switch, you have created your VLAN 10, you have created your VLAN 20, you did already assign ports to VLAN 10, assign ports to VLAN. You did configure VLAN port 3 as a trunk port. So from here, everything is okay. We need now to configure the router on a stick. You open it, enable conft. We go to the physical interface, G000. No shut. We don't assign any IP here. We exit. We go to a sub interface G000.10. Now, what do? You can add a description. Sub interface for VLAN 10 traffic. You can add anything here, or you can also add default gateway for VLAN 10. Then, so we continue again. People are screaming. It seems like engineer goes is scored. Let's see. People are screaming there. 1-1. Penalty. Oh, 83 minutes. It means the third match will be very tight. Very, very tight. Okay, anyway. Let's continue our CCNA. So interface G00.10. Description default gateway for VLAN 10. After that, encapsulation dot 1Q 10 for VLAN 10, IP address 192.168.10.1, 255.255.255.0, no shut. See? And that IP address will be the default gateway for all devices in VLAN 10. It will be default gateway for all devices in VLAN 10. We exit, we go to the second one, second subinterface, interface G000.20. Description, you can say default gateway for VLAN 20. Description for the encapsulation. It means any traffic coming from here, I'll put a stamp 2020 to notify that it comes from VLAN 20. Encapsulation dot 1Q 20. Don't change it. If you change it, you mess up your stuff. Then you add the IP address 192.168.20.1. No shut. And you save. Do copy, run, start. And you are done. If you configure everything neat properly, normally it should work. Now let's go and see if these two guys you can communicate. Let's wait and see. So it's still busy doing the ARP. Let's be patient. We try again. So it's not working. Why? Because here I did change the IP for VLAN and the other PC. So it should be 20. 20. No, it is 20.2. So you see, inter VLAN routing, there are a lot of troubleshootings. If it doesn't work, you need to make sure that. So I go back to my. So here you check the IPs. Are they correct? 10.2, it's fine. Okay, here is fine. I go to the other PC. 20.2, it's fine. 20.1, it's fine. So now, why it's not working? Subinterface. You go show end, show run. You check interface G0010, VLAN 10. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Mhm. You see here, 19. You see, I made a mistake on the default gateway. I put 19. So now we need now to go and fix. So const interface G00.20. Now you can add the IP address 192.168.20. But before that, let's put again the encapsulation. Encapsulation. You must put the encapsulation before the IP. If you do the other side, it won't work. No, I should put IP address. Do copy, run start, and show run. Or you can also filter. No? You can tap show run, pipe, include interface. Interface. Okay, so that's nice. I can tap section, pipe section, interface. Okay, it's not nice, not well. So apart, I just type. I need when everything is clean. Yeah. So interface. You see, this one is nice. The 10, everything 10 10. Okay, I go to the other one. Okay, okay, okay. Now let's check if you can communicate now. So in IT, in a company, when something doesn't work and we need to fix, I remember we were fixing troubleshooting until 2 a.m., even 4 a.m. before people will start in the morning. Let's check if it will work now. Using the ARP address resolution protocol. You see now we can communicate. So with inter-VLAN routing, there are a lot of troubleshooting. If it doesn't work, you need to check everything if it's correctly done. That's all for this chapter 4 about VLAN and inter-VLAN routing. So just watch the video again, read the data cards, and you'll be fine. Inter-VLAN routing, yeah. Inter-VLAN routing. Should I put everything there? Let me put everything there. In IT, it must be clean. You must document everything. It will help you for troubleshooting and for quick revision. So this one I'll copy and send to you. Any questions? Who is that? Oh, I cannot hear you. Can you change your stuff? We cannot hear you at all. And you can type your question. You can put your question in the class WhatsApp group. Then I'll come back to you now. Okay, guys, I'm going to post the recording also in EtherCAD. When you read, normally everything should be clear now. Then later on, we could do some labs. So we started with what? Chapter 3. What is VLAN? The concept, how to do the configurations, creating VLAN, assign ports, what is a trunk port, and how to allow inter-VLAN communications. Okay, so let's stop here for today. Just watch the video, read in EtherCAD. After that, if you have questions, feel free to ask me in WhatsApp group or contact me. I will help you.
So, Mr. Max.
Yes.
Yes, sorry, it's patient here. Sorry. My question is why you didn't remove the IP address? The one was wrong. You didn't remove it, but I just see you just add that one because last time you told us that you have to remove that one. The IP address for the interface.
Where? So
Where there was a mistake, where you put instead of putting 192, so you put 19.
19. Yeah, it was.
Yes,
You see, normally that's why
yes,
it's good to do here. So like,
yeah.
so normally I should type 192, but me I did type 19.68. It was a mistake. Let
So
me go back and show
why
you.
did you move it?
Now I remove it because it was wrong. It should be, see, for
No, no,
VLAN
no, no.
20,
I mean,
it should be the IP address.
I mean, okay. I mean, last time when you
When
last time you said that sorry.
I cannot hear you to where, if you can
So,
explain.
sorry, Mr. Max, if Fabian, if I understand this question, is that the comment that you taught us when you make a mistake on IP is that no IP, no IP address to remove that IP. But now you didn't type the command, so that is
Yes.
where is concerned. You didn't type
Ah,
the command.
yes, yes. Okay. Yeah. So you can remove it. You can go to that interface. You tap no IP address to remove, to clean, to clear it. It's the best option. Then you enter a new one. Yeah. So normally in real life, this is the way to do. You remove it first, and you put a new one. Yeah, that's the way to go. But here, but to make it quicker, I did. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, so if no question for now, just check again the video, study NetACAD. If you have issues, you contact me. Or you put in your group, and your question will help everyone. Okay, let us make it short. Let us stop here for today. And next week, guys, don't forget to do CCNA1, all your exams, student who didn't do, and your final exam. After the 30th, the system will be locked. So you still have 12 days to finish your stuff. When you finish, notify me, hi Mr. Max, I finished. Then I can check and issue your certificate. So I go into the system, I tell the system the student has successfully completed all his chapter exam. The student has successfully passed the final exam, is qualified for the certificate. When I click on it, then the system will generate. If I don't do, or the system check that you didn't do, even if I say yes, he won't issue, because the system will check. We'll go check if really what I said is correct. Yeah. Okay, guys. Next time, uh, yeah, please study during this weekend. Chapter 3 and 4 to be same thing. And you also have a lab that you should do. Let me show you. We are doing chapter 3 and 4. Yeah, troubleshoot inter-VLAN routing. This one is very important. Configure route on a stick, easy. Yeah, these 3, you should do them. So one will be done on Saturday the 27th. So the last one, we keep it. Even these 2, if you want to. We keep it for Saturday the 27th. But yourself, do it first. Do them first. Get 100%. So that when we meet, you do quickly 100%. If some people are struggling, you could coach them, and it will give you more knowledge also. So Saturday 27th, we're going to do a lot of work, and so please don't miss. If you can, not if you're very busy or work or family issue, then it's fine. But we're going to do a lot of so next week, we'll do something called STP. STP. It means if in a company you have many switches interconnected, we need to put some rules in place for them to work properly. If you don't put any rules in place, it will be chaos. It's like on the road, there is no traffic light, there is no signs. It's clean, it's open. Anyone will do what he wants. You see, STP, it's what we'll be doing next week. It also switching technologies. When you have a lot of switches. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next time, next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.